we need to deliver, guys.
By the way, Sims does not pay for that light show that he's got. He got that for absolutely free tonight.
So free. My goodness.
West Virginia won the toss. They have elected to receive. Jace Gilbert will kick it away for Iowa State. Traylon Ray, number 7, is the deep safety awaiting the opening kick, and we're underway. And he'll let it go through. And Mountaineers will open up at their 25-yard line. The aforementioned Garrett Green, senior from Tallahassee. Yes, some of his family very much a part of what happened with both Helene and Milton, extended family especially. He's playing for them as well as for the Mountaineers tonight. You see the numbers this season, but stark improvement in the air with his accuracy, especially last week. 212 yards per game is the average, but he was superb a week ago. He will open with Jaheim White in the backfield. A play fake to him. And now he's forced to roll out. Under pressure indeed. And there's that running ability. Make no doubt about it. That's exactly what Devin was talking about in our open. Pressure coming from Jacob Ellis, number 44, a gain of 7.
If you're a rusher for Iowa State, this is not what you want. You want to make sure you keep him in the pocket at all costs. They get too far up the field, and he escapes to the right, and those dangerous legs. I'm telling you, when we were at practice yesterday, I watched him run 21 and a half in the middle of practice, right? He had already had practice. He ran 21.5 miles per hour.
2nd down and 3. White trying to run the stretch play, and he's bottled up. Iowa State's defense against the run so good. Those linebackers and safeties, and the safeties really play like linebackers. Joey Peterson among that group, a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up. 3rd and 5 at the 30. Some major league tailgating in this vicinity, the likes of which would remind you some of the SEC stops along the way. Some of them, the fans still filing in to what's almost a sellout tonight. Quick curl, it's caught beyond the 35, up to the 38-yard line. Hudson Clement on the receiving end. Pickup of 8.
If Iowa State continues with the soft coverage, you'll get those all day. If I'm Iowa State, I would love to see them scoot up, right? Get into the faces of these wide receivers to make sure you don't have that free access on down and distances like 3rd and 5.
This is a West Virginia team that has 2 NFL prospects on the left-hand side. 74 Wyatt Milam and Tomas Rimac on the left-hand side. So look for them to go in this direction most of the night. Bo Freeler comes up to make the stop. And you touched on Haycock. Outstanding defensive coordinator, once was at Army. He's been with Coach Campbell for a number of years, and it's that existence that they have that's been so good for so long.
And last week was one of his best performances as a defensive coordinator. Many guys out, as we highlighted in the open. He had to shuffle guys in and find a way to stop a dynamic quarterback, and he had that same task tonight.
Healthy pickup on 1st down. C.J. Donaldson comes into the game, and he'll tote it. Enough for the 1st down beyond the 48 to the 49. Malik Verdon comes up along with Jim Hawk, 53, in on the stop as well. But a gain of 4 and move the chains. Zamir Hawk, 53. Here's Donaldson again. Boy, he's got a nice opening right there on that left side. They are really running behind the guard and tackles, 55 and 74, as we mentioned on 1st down.
Early in the game, they've had success with the counter, getting guys around, leading through, and the big, strong running back finishes his runs. I'd love to watch him on field finish forward. That's what you want to see from a running back.
Matt Campbell, now in year number 9. Became the winningest coach just a couple of weeks ago at Houston, passing the great Dan McCarney. He did it in 9 seasons. Dan got his 56 in 12 years. 2nd down and 4 out of the shotgun. Green shoots it out. Caught just a little shy of the 1st down. Cole Taylor, 87, the tight end. Now that may have marked it enough for the 1st down. Not quite. Looks like he's going to be just a bit shy.
Take a look at these strong hands by Taylor. I mean, that is about as close as it gets, and that's the paradigm of what I call a combat catch, where the defender's hanging all over you, but you have to have those nice, strong hands to reach out and pluck that ball out of the air. Cole Taylor does it there.
They need to create some separation for him. Formerly of LSU, transfer out of Grand Junction, Colorado. He's a big target at 6'7", 255, that's for sure. On 3rd and a yard. They've got enough there. Right up the gut it goes to Donaldson for a gain of 2. And this is exactly what West Virginia needed, what the doctor ordered to open this game. They like to play from ahead. Iowa State's a tough team to get behind.
On this first drive, they're having real success with the counter, right? Getting guys pulled around and leading up inside, and their running back is doing a nice job of what I like to call pressing the hole, making sure he stays there, and the cutback lane could be available some.
Look out when they do, too. Those cutbacks, particularly the change of direction. Jaheim White will remind you of Action Jackson of Iowa State. Right on cue. There he goes. He looks like he's headed for the boundary to the wide side, then he cuts it back up, picks up 4. That was Jeremiah Cooper, number 4, junior from El Paso, Texas, that made the tackle for Iowa State.
Against talented defenders, you have to make sure you keep contained. You're going to see the outside contained player, number 0, Zachary Lovett, going inside and sacrificing the edge. You have to have a strong edge to make sure that when you come around.
Jacob Ellis is the injured strong side linebacker. He's down on the ground. We'll check on his circumstances and be right back. Fox College Football is sponsored by the Chili's 3 for Me, the best $10.99 you can eat. I'll second that. This has been a 9-play drive so far. No gain for more than 8 yards, okay? But a steady diet of combinations, 7 rush, 2 passes, a little bit of dinking and dunking. The Mountaineers' rushing game is 13th best in the country, averaging 223 yards per game.
What Coach Haycock is doing is bringing those safeties down into the box so they can try to stop this counter in the run game.
2nd and 6. Green with time. Now opting to give it up for a first down yardage. Little RPO look. Hudson Clement, nicknamed Huddy. They love him. He's a real go-to guy. And it's Miles Purchase, the youngster, that got him after a gain of 9.
That's a really nice job by Garrett Green, because you've run the ball so well and then you try to go to the play action. They have those safeties low. They get them back. And if it's not there, don't force it. Use your legs, use your athletic ability. He gets outside and creates a completion. And that's the danger of a Garrett Green. Dynamic with his arm and his legs, and he's making really good decisions here early in the season.
This Mountaineer drive, it looks an awful lot like an Iowa State typical drive, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. You know, just turning it up, get enough yards. Real mix up there as the running back slipped as he was about to take that handoff. Green, I think, ad-libbed after the bad snap that came, and he had to sort of reload, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's less of it is a bad snap, but it takes Garrett Green over, and so he can't get his hip out of the hole for the running back to go straight down the middle. And so that's a lost yardage play that you don't want to have.
No problem. There's an answer right there. Number 6 for 16 yards, easily their biggest play from scrimmage. And a fumble, I think, at the end of it, but they're going to rule it down. And West Virginia ball. Bo Freeler on top of him there.
I mean, he has the option to throw it or run it. He looks to see out there if he likes it. He doesn't like it. The box is light. He runs the quarterback draw, and he's powerful on the finish. And you can see he has the ball going to the ground. No fumble there.
Well, Haycock's got to be thinking to himself, I've seen a lot of this in practice with our offense. 1st and 10, just outside the 10. Slick move that time by Freeler to come up and run support to get the stop on Jaheim White. Number 17 is just dynamite. Senior from Colorado Springs, over 100 tackles a season ago.
Take a look at Malik Verdon. He's one of their players that makes a lot of plays, and I think he's going to be a pro. Watch him set the edge here. He sacrifices himself so the rest of his guys can come and make the play. That's perfect defense. That's exactly what you want to see for an edge-setting defender.
Mountaineers 22 of 25 in the red zone, scoring 88% of the time, 72% for touchdowns. White with a nice cut, touchdown.
Tim, take a look at this move. You're going to the edge, you're going to capture it, and then you're going to go hesitation, left foot in the ground, and then underneath. Oh, my goodness, and gets into the end zone. I'm just telling you, Tim, I would not want to be a defender with a running back that's 5'7" coming at me. It's almost impossible to get him to the ground.
May I remind you that Jalen Action Jackson is also 5'7"?
Oh, yeah, he's coming up next.
And that change of direction is there. 14-play drive, 75 yards, 7:42 off the clock. The extra point by Michael Hayes. And Garrett Green sees Green with some help from Jaheim. Mountaineers up at home. Fox College Football, sponsored by Ram Trucks. Built to serve. 7-0 our scores. The Mountaineers score. We were talking during the break. You said the defense was in place.
Yeah, they were in place. They have every gap covered, and it's up to Jeremiah Cooper, who's the free guy, to make sure he wins his one-on-one. He has a one-on-one opportunity with Jaheim White, and Jaheim White wins, right? That's the name of the game. When you're in a football game, you have opportunities, one-on-one matchups. You have to win them because everybody else is in place. That's 1-0.
Yep.
West Virginia.
That's a beautiful sidestep, and Green loves what he sees now. Him getting help, and I think everyone, including Neil Brown, would say, look, he's our best runner. Our quarterback is really our most effective runner.
Oh, yeah.
But for him to stay upright and be here for the full tilt, he's going to need White and Donaldson and even Jalen Anderson, who you will likely see before the evening is out, to be productive. And that first drive was all about that. Michael Hayes will kick it away. It's a end over end, but short kick, but taken by Jalen Knoll for the touchback, and they'll take it out to the 25-yard line where Rocco Becht makes his way out. What a story this young man is. Dreamed of playing for West Virginia. And when the question comes up about his emergence as a redshirt sophomore now, the son of the great Mountaineer Anthony Becht, who will be honored here, member of the Hall of Fame, is announced between the first and second quarter. The coaches say, yeah, well, Rocco's got a chip on his shoulder the size of the state of West Virginia. Very meaningful game for him personally. Looping it long, and it is caught right away. Jaden Higgins. That's going to be the question tonight for West Virginia. Their defensive front and their corners against this great tandem of wide receivers.
A very nice job of getting vertical to the defender and stepping on his toes. Receivers at home, make sure you close the gap before you go around. A nice job by the receiver Higgins.
37 yards on the connection. Abu Sama, look out. The sophomore from Des Moines, who is a home run hitting running back, was overshadowed a week ago in that victory against Baylor when they had to come from behind. Carson Hansen had over 100, as did Action Jackson. He gets 5 on first down.
That run shows real maturity for Sama, progressing gaps, getting to the next gap, and getting outside and picking up a nice gain on first down.
Pretty clear that Taylor Mauser, the offensive coordinator, wants to get him lathered up early and often. Second and 5. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Jalen Jackson takes that one. Action Jackson. Talk about hard to find.
My goodness.
Baylor's still trying to tackle him. Third down and 4.
The real cool thing about Iowa State's offense is they have 3 guys, Benjamin Bramer, They've got Jaden Higgins, and they've got Jalen Noel. 3 options that are really trustworthy on downs such as this.
Well, they go empty with trips to the top of your screen. 5 wides, 3 by 2. 45% conversion rate on third down. Beck, little curl, and it is taken in for the first down. 5-yard pickup to Noel, number 13. Jalen Noel, the sure-handed one, and for years the first option for the Cyclones.
He has real comfort with Noel, knowing where he's going to be, and that's a very nice throw, low and away from the defender.
That one is taken in. Noel one more time on that quick out. Aiden Garnes, number 0, with the stop and a pickup of 3. Second down and 7 yards to go.
Because Iowa State ran the ball so well a week ago, look for West Virginia to have those safeties in the cover 4 position, but show cover 4 and then go to single high to try to confuse Rocco Beck.
This is a mountainous offensive front that Iowa State has. Sama tried to cut outside, only gained 1 on that play. Anthony Wilson, number 12, coming up in run support to make that stop. This is an O-line that averages 317 pounds per man.
Such a nice job by those 2 guys on the edge, making sure that Abu Sama can't get outside. We saw him do it on the first run of the game for himself, and they didn't allow it on that one. But here on third down, they go to empty again.
Carson Hansen has come in, the running back, as a wide receiver here as they go empty, and down goes Rocco. Hassani Redwood, number 92. Young man that grew 100 pounds from his sophomore year in high school to where he is today. A loss of 6.
Watch him go up the field and then underneath. Up the field and then come underneath right to the quarterback. A really nice job of putting pressure on that tackle, coming underneath and getting to Rocco Beck. You can't rush past the quarterback. You have to rush the quarterback depth and then flatten off. He does it perfectly.
Kyle Conradi will try from 47 yards. He hooked it. Rocco Beck knows that that one was a scoring opportunity that got away, trying to pump up his guys. Nothing wrong with the snap or the hold. Conradi just hooked it. Neil Brown has seen his team pick right up from where they left off a week ago in Stillwater. Both season highs you see in rushing and in total yards. And a picturesque opening drive with an outstanding run game, and not all of it by his quarterback, Garrett Green. Jaheim White with a nice 2-step into the end zone to give them the 7-0 lead. Iowa State's been here before, though, partner.
Yeah.
Yes, they have, as recently as just a week ago. On first down, that's Jaheim White. Gets out for 3 yards. Second down and 7. Another little high snap that time from Gerard Hufford, 54, the center.
Yeah, I mean, these are things you have to take chart of, right? Remember these high snaps because they can come back to bite you. And for West Virginia, you have to make sure that you stay poised.
Yep.
Don't rush into things because you had a nice drive to begin. You want to stay with that same pace. Don't try to bury Iowa State right away. Like you talked about, Iowa State is accustomed to staying poised and maybe coming from behind.
Actually not Hufford. He was a late scratch, and it's Morrow, the tackle, number 50. It's in there. Brandon Yates, I beg your pardon. Brandon Yates. And you see White knocked out of bounds there by Freeler.
Yeah, you saw there again, Malik Verdon, one of the best defensive players on this Iowa State defense, had that one-on-one opportunity with the Jaheim White, and he wasn't able to do it. I mean, I'm just telling you, this guy is hard to get to the ground, and Iowa State's going to have to figure out a way to bottle him up and make sure he can't get that extra yardage after he beats the one-on-one.
Losing your senior center can be problematic, and we've seen a couple of indications of that with Yates in the game. On third down, Green. Look at that speed, will you? That's close to 25 miles per hour. I mean, picking them up and putting them down. Truly incredible how similar the rushing numbers are for the Mountaineers with Garrett Green and C.J. Donaldson and Raheem White. Look at that.
He has great poise as a runner. You can see he uses that magic wand that is the football. When you flash that ball, the defenders freeze, and now you can get around and get the edge. He does a nice job of that.
Jaheim White is so quick, but Green might be faster, no doubt about that. When you take out Green's subtracted yards for sacks, he's really a thoroughbred. On first down, blitz coming over the middle. Throw it where they ain't. And it's good for a first down to the tight end, Traylon Davis, number 81.
This is the route that everybody loves, is the Hank.
Out pattern incomplete as they try to go with pace and tempo. Let's go back to that completion for the first down to Traylon Davis.
Second down at the 36.
Well, I thought we would, but we'll have to wait for that one, partner. West Virginia's getting a lot of balance from its ground game right now. And it's second down and 10 coming up after the incompletion. Towards the boundary, C.J. Donaldson, young man that's come a long, long way, particularly in pass protection. He's fantastic at that. Cooper Ebel, 47, with the stop. Picked up 2 yards. So third down coming up. And this will be third and long, third down and 8. They haven't had too many of those. There you see Yates making his way back. You know this as well as anybody, being a former quarterback, 98. You lose your starting center. That can be an issue.
Yeah, it's definitely an issue with the snaps and him being able to make all the line calls.
Green with all kinds of time. It's caught inside the 30 at the 25. Justin Robinson in front of Jontez Williams. Gain of 9 and a first down.
And Robinson is a guy who gets open, but not because he creates great separation. He's open by biology, a big, strong guy, and that's a nice curl route where he gets to the DB's toes, snaps it down, and gets back to the quarterback. Working back to the quarterback makes that a perfect play and a very nice job to end the quarter.
Well, that was a very quickly played first period here in Morgantown. Long drives will do that for you. They're honoring their own tonight. A coal rush. The Miners getting down and dirty at home. Tim Brando, Devin Gardner, Josh Sims here in Morgantown. Rocco Becht awaiting his next turn. Gotta wonder how much emotion is running through him. You know, he's a very poised quarterback. Anthony, his dad, was always so emotional, even still today as a coach in the UFL he is. But his mom was a gymnast and had great poise, and she's credited with a lot of that. Here's Jaheim White. Boy, he's been dancing and prancing all over the place here early on. Verdon makes the stop. It's a pickup of 6.
West Virginia's done such a nice job on first down, gaining yards with the running back. This is a perfect time where they can go heavy play action on second and short.
Over the middle, almost picked off. And guess by whom? Jontez Williams again in the end zone. He's had 2 in 2 weeks. He was looking for a third in 3 weeks right there. Almost had it here.
I mean, he is performing so well. A week ago, he was almost picked on to start the game, where he garnered a few pass interference penalties. But when I tell you a guy that responds is my favorite kind of guy, he responded and got a plethora of PPUs, and you can see him get another one there. But he usually makes that play.
Yes, he does. That went right through his awaiting arms. Green. It's caught at the 10 for first down. C.J. Donaldson coming out of the backfield. He'll be a great third down back, you would think. That's guys like Gallagher and Donaldson mean so much. That's Gallagher on the receiving end. Rodney Gallagher, the wide receiver, with a gain of 9 to the 9.
And he's similar to a running back, where he can line up in the backfield, he can line up in the slot, and he can catch the ball. And they said he's had great improvement from a year ago.
Like having another tight end. You bring him out. He was coming out of where Donaldson normally was. Now they're going to take a look at it here. I thought at first glance that it might have been a bobble, but it was ruled a reception right away. That's why I waited a while to give him credit.
You can see him go up top and hold on to the ball. I mean, it really depends on if him tucking the ball and kind of turning is a move. But what a nice job by number 4, Jeremiah Cooper. We remember earlier in the game he gave up a touchdown, but they're playing through the play, not accepting that the ball's been caught coming, and he's probably going to get an incomplete pass because of it.
He dislodged the ball.
Yeah, I mean
he really did.
You have to survive the ground, and it doesn't look like that he does here.
Yeah, I thought at first glance that the ball may have been dropped, and it was. But it was only after that hit, as you mentioned. I mean.
Yeah. A football move, you have to take steps, right? After tucking the ball away, you have to take steps, maybe try to make somebody miss. And he didn't have the opportunity to make a football move. So without a football move and not surviving the ground, I think you have to rule this as an incomplete pass.
Credit Jeremiah Cooper not giving up on the play. These safeties for Iowa State, we've touched on it a few times. Verdon, Cooper, they play like linebackers. They're safeties, but they play like linebackers.
Review. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down.
And our replay official all over that, Rick Jackson. Cravon Barrett is our referee. Verdon and Cooper, by the way, have collaborated on 7 tackles so far. Very active. Well, the Mountaineers.
It's a big stop for Iowa State.
It sure is. And they're going to be forced into a field goal try here. In case you were wondering, they were incredible on 4th down conversions this season. Number 1 nationally, but they've opted to kick the field goal. This will be a 36-yard try for Hayes from the right hash.
Oh, good.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, good. He missed
Can
it
you
left.
believe that? Wow. And Neil Brown's like, that's unbelievable. Let's check the snap yet again and the hold.
He cannot kick it.
Wow. Man.
He cannot kick it.
First miss of the year. Pacific Life Game Summary is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 160 years. Up downs underway. And without question, some points being left on the field here by West Virginia. Green with 80 total yards, and Iowa State had a big 37-yard pass to Higgins, and then their drive stymied after a sack of Rocco Becht in the first quarter of play.
Got 2 high safeties to start this drive.
Out of the shotgun. Look out. Carson Hansen. He runs hard. He runs tough. Garnet Hollis, the right cornerback. Young man playing in the NFL now named Steele that was with UCLA last year. He runs like him to me.
Yeah, of course. And if you have 2 guys removed from the box, he's going to have even more space to try to run the football.
Yep.
And if you're Iowa State and they continue to have 2 guys outside the box, you got to make sure you run that football and have great success, similar to what they just saw on that last play. Again, 2 high safeties.
Nice little curl. Right to the 40-yard line for a gain of 7. On first down to Higgins. Josiah Trotter. He is the stud of this linebacking core, and they are a linebacking core anchored defense, this Jordan Leslie coached bunch at West Virginia. Over the middle in the seam, and it is wide open, and will go all the way for the touchdown. Knoll, 60 yards. Well, that was a bust.
A nice job of Knoll. He's got nothing but green grass. All you have to do is avoid that first defender, and he is off to the races for a touchdown. What a start by Knoll.
And just like that, what could have been a 10-0 deficit is now suddenly tied at 7. And consider again how they were stopped on an overturn because of a wonderful play by their secondary. You can't sleep on Iowa State. Rocco will make you pay, Devin.
Yes, he will. Okay, I'm talking loud as hell. I know you can hear me.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a definition of a busted coverage. 7-7 is our score. And we're going to show you in a moment. 3 plays, 80 yards, under a minute. By the way, Higgins was heavily involved. Now Noel on the receiving end. That was Rocco's 33rd touchdown pass, his 22nd career game.
And Tim, when you cover Noel, he's difficult. Yeah. Right? So if you leave it open and you have a busted coverage, it's going to be increasingly difficult to stop him. So take a look here. You got half safety right here, and it may be some type of combo coverage, or there's supposed to be another half safety over there. Let it run there, and there's nobody there. And so for Noel, maybe he would have taken the middle versus cover 2, but with nobody there, he just gets into that open space. Rocco Becht finds him, and it's an easy touchdown. That's a busting coverage by West Virginia, and they make them pay right away.
You remember what their strength and conditioning coach told us last week in Ames, Iowa? He said, pound for pound, he's the strongest man on the team. Looking long on the post, and a marker down, incomplete. Intended for Traylon Ray, number 7.
You're going to get a hold on number 3, Jontez Williams. As the post move is being made, he grabs a hold to make sure and propel himself forward so he doesn't get beat deep, which I don't dislike, right? You'd rather not give up a touchdown.
Defense, number 3. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, that's just an educated play when you know you're beaten.
Yeah, you can see he steps on his toes, he gets vertical, and as he feels himself getting beat, he kind of grabs him to hold on and propel himself forward, and that's a penalty. So I would much rather see that if I'm the defensive coach in Haycock than a touchdown.
Keep an eye on young Rick Darius Farmer, a.k.a. Day-Day, number 11. Outstanding burner freshman in the game. That's a running play. They tried to go with a stretch play, and Cooper Ebel right. Donaldson up, Ebel right on it. Loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, Ebel is a guy who last week made a bunch of plays, and he gets underneath this guard, and he's a tackling machine. I'm just telling you, with Kale Brzezina, the talented freshman middle linebacker, going out with injury, he came in and was all over the field.
There he is. And Brzezina is a stud. Green with a lot of time. Now he runs out of it, and he has to unload as he was about to be knocked to the turf with that pressure. They're going to rule it incomplete. Coaches are arguing for a possible pick, but it's not to be. The pressure was coming from Barnes, 41. First big-time pressure of the game. Well, 3rd down and 14 coming up now with the ball at the 31 of West Virginia.
And this is not where you want to be if you're West Virginia, because Iowa State's defense excels when you have to go straight drop back pass. So here, I would love to see a screen or a draw to try to get some of this yardage back and play the field position game.
Out of the shotgun. Empty again. Over the middle on the cross. It's caught and could have gone for a lot more. As Traylon Ray brings it in with Bo Freeler trailing him, a gain of 17 when they needed 14.
You know, screen, draw, or a perfectly timed and thrown dig into the middle of the vacated area by this West Virginia offense. A very nice job by Traylon.
Well, had another issue with the snap that time.
Yeah, high snap.
That's the 3rd time we've seen that. Donaldson, again, clogged up. Green could not effectively get him the ball. I mean, at some point, they may turn this thing over. Yates is really struggling with that deep snap.
Unforced error. You can't make a living making plays from behind the chains. The reason they had so much success on their first drive is because they stayed on schedule. When you continue to get off schedule because of unforced errors, that's going to put you in a bad position against this Iowa State offense and defense.
You know, on the ground, they didn't have a run for more than 9 yards on what was a 13-play drive for a touchdown to open the game. Green again, going long. Incomplete. Traylon Ray has been his favorite target tonight. Well defended that time into double coverage, but he felt like Ray could go and get it for him. He's the guy that can give you something extra. He's got an extra burner back there, but he attracted a lot of company from the Iowa State secondary.
I love the chess match between Green and the defensive coordinator Haycock for Iowa State, where you can see that West Virginia has run the ball well on first down, second down. And you would think that after running the ball so well, you get play action to take big shots down the field. But no, Haycock has his safeties back and makes sure that there's nowhere to throw the ball.
Green again with all kinds of time. Just a three-man rush, but here comes the pressure, and he has to unload. Incomplete. So great coverage that time. Pass intended in the general vicinity of Gallagher, 24. And Neil Brown a little frustrated now after what was a textbook opening drive. They left points on the scoreboard in that last drive. I can't say enough about that Jeremiah Cooper tackle that forced an incompletion of a ball that would have given them a first down. Devin, what, about inside the 10-yard line?
Yeah, that was a nice wrinkle by Haycock as well, of having a spy to watch Garrett Green, so when he breaks out, there's nowhere to run the ball. He has to throw it away.
Oliver Straw will punt it away, and it's a fair catch. It's made inside the 10-yard line. Cole helmets are out in force tonight, and well, they should be. I'm sure he's got. Fox College Football, sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Take a look at what Coach Haycock did. He has a spy here and then another spy here in Bo Goodwin. A very nice job of playing chess. They don't even rush the quarterback. They stay there with eyes on the quarterback, So now when he tries to run out, they got him, and he can't make a play with his legs.
Yeah, Goodwin, a freshman, in for the injured Brazina. And on first down, Mountaineers playing some defense now, dealing with Carson Hansen, and Garnet Hollis, cornerback, comes up to make the stop. Second down and 5 coming up. I mean, whether it's Hansen, Action Jackson, or Sama, they generally get 4 or more yards on first down. They stay on time, this Iowa State offense. Not always dynamic. 12 personnel back in the game, 2 tight ends, sometimes 3. And again, nothing doing as they try the left-hand side of that offensive line. They get 2. And that's for Toma Malba, 54, the nose tackle. He's a big one. 6'4", 306, senior from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
What we've seen on third down is middle open defense. I suspect that West Virginia will go to man to make sure they can't get those crossing route completions.
Jalen Jackson has come in on third down. Tonight they're 1 out of 2, 7 and 12. Last week, Iowa State on third down. Back, he planted his foot, but then he ran into trouble. He made the cutback, and then once he did, ran right into Anthony Wilson, number 12. That was a big-time play by the free safety, 5'9", 199 from Columbia, South Carolina, and left him shy of the first down.
I love what these defensive coordinators are doing. They line up in man-to-man. It confuses Beck, and he does a nice job of trying to go get the first down. But what a stick by number 12, Anthony Wilson Jr.
Crowd's booing, and I don't blame him. That's a bad spot. I mean, that was a bad spot. They gave him a first down.
I don't know, Tim. I like that spot. Like, he stoned him, right? There was no extra progression.
No, there was none. He got a left foot spot.
This is huge.
On first down, checks it down, and there's Action Jackson on the receiving end. That's one of the great things about him. They can use him out of the backfield. And he's so hard to find when he runs inside those A and B gaps. Linebackers have difficulty trying to find him. So 2nd down and 6 from the 23. I'll say this, if Beck did get the first down, he earned it.
Oh, my
he got
goodness.
hammered.
And nice job by Wilson of sticking him and making it a tough call for the referees.
Yardage for tonight's game almost dead even. Quick curl and then trying to spin out of it is Higgins. Hollis wrapped him up, got him to the ground. Pick up a 4. 3rd down and 2. These fans have been ready for this one all week long. They know the level of importance of the game and were fired up from the moment their beloved Mountaineers got back from Stillwater.
Here's the mismatch here. Bramer.
Nice work.
Rocco Beck on the keeper.
Yeah, they're really leaning into the legs of Rocco Beck. And
Both quarterbacks.
Yeah, but last year they really wanted him to lean more into his legs and his running ability. They believed he was a much better athlete than he showed on the field. And this year he's really learned to use his legs and use them judiciously to make sure that when it's a big moment, he goes and picks up the first down.
He had some shoulder issues, and prior to last week's game, changed those shoulder pads and made all the difference in the world in his passing efficiency. Out of the shotgun. Looking long towards the sidelines, incomplete. Looked like a little miscommunication as Noel was going one direction. Stopped the route. Garnet Hollis was there with him. It'll be 2nd and 10.
A lot of credit has to go to that front of West Virginia because the middle of the field was wide open and he had a wide receiver screaming through the middle, but because of the pressure and because he was rushed, he had to climb up and he didn't get a chance to see it.
Jalen Jackson checks back in. Little pistol formation look behind Beck. Trips to the bottom of your screen here on 2nd and 10. Blitz coming off the corner. He lets it go. Well, that ball appeared to be caught, and it was, but I think he may have run out of bounds. May have run out of real estate. Higgins caught the ball, but they're going to rule it out of bounds.
Nice job by Garnet Hollis Jr., number 1 in black, of making sure he squeezes the wide receiver to the sideline so there's no real place for Rocco Beck to fade him away.
That's Reed Carrico that was coming in on the blitz. Cyclones 3 out of 4 on 3rd down conversions tonight. This is 3rd and 10.
They've usually had Noel on the inside. This time they got him on the outside, the bottom of your screen.
Rocco's pass is caught. What a nice little adjustment made. Good for a 1st down and more. Just shows you the dexterity of yards after catch capability for Jaden Higgins. A missed tackle that time after that initial move.
You have to respect his ability to get down the field, right? So you get retreat coverage from the defensive back, and he sets up, and he's a guy that understands spacing better than anyone else. And at 6'4", 215 pounds, I said this to the offensive coordinator, Miles. I said, he's like a big man with little man skills, right? And you can see his little man skills right there as he makes guys miss.
Taylor Mauser really happy. The overall production he's gotten from this fantastic tandem of wide receivers. It's Carson Hansen again, weaving his way forward, running into Asani Redwood again. Touched on Redwood gaining a lot of weight since his sophomore year in high school. He was 5'9", 190.
Amazing.
Okay, he's now 6'4", 250 and growing at this stage of his still very young career out of Sewanee, Georgia.
Yeah, watching the film, he really popped out for me. He's not a starter, but he plays a lot, and he's earned all the reps he's getting.
2nd and 5. Look out. Coming the other way. No, he's going to hold on. Beautiful fake. That's just a beautiful fake. And Noel
Is that a wide receiver
himself.
or a
Absolutely.
quarterback? Is that a wide receiver or a quarterback?
Yep.
Right, he has the opportunity to throw it. It's not clear and sunny. He gets on the outside. He gives a little pump fake. Watch this. He fakes the reverse here, right? He's got his eyes downfield. He climbs in the pocket there. He doesn't like it. Pump fake there, and then he gets around the edge. Because those receivers, I'm just telling you, Tim, when you get a chance to throw a pass, you usually want to throw it. It wasn't there. He pulls it down and picks up a 1st down.
Very deceptive.
Love him.
12th play of this drive for the Cyclones.
When you can trust that you won't make a mistake on plays like that, you can feel comfortable calling them.
From the 37. Look at the shiftiness there. Inside the 35 to the 33. There's a little hint of what Action Jackson can do.
Tim, that's a phone booth. There's no way he should have a positive play. Just enjoy this with me. He gets the ball here, two guys. Okay, he doesn't get that. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm just going to get right here, up to the left here. And he doesn't pick up a big gain, but remember Barry Sanders back in the day? I'm from Detroit, so I remember just those 1- and 2-yard runs that were so spectacular. You get a little bit of that with Action Jackson.
Hey, I called Barry's games as a freshman at Oklahoma State when he was with Thurman Thomas. That pass on a curl is caught. Good enough for the first down. That's Jaden Higgins again. One of the great lines ever about a running back, with Sanders and obviously Action Jackson being so similar.
Offensive coordinator Taylor Mauser said, this guy understands space and leverage as good as anyone he's ever been around, and you can see it there.
Jackson goes ahead.
And Tim, when I talk about space and leverage, it's the space that you have that's free and the leverage of the defenders, right? Finding where you need to go and align yourself to be open and big for the quarterback. And he just does a very nice job of breaking his routes off on time, putting himself in position to be open.
Hanson dots the I now behind Becht. This is a 7.5-minute drive right now.
You got a lot of space in the middle of the field.
3 tight ends, everyone in tight. Look out! He gets to the second level in such a hurry. That's Hanson again. Carson Hanson. Hollis had a shot, missed the tackle, and boy, oh boy, that could have been very nearly a touchdown.
Look at the left side of the offensive line do their job, and this is the side of the offensive line that really struggled in the beginning weeks of the season. You can see there, they get up to the second level, and when they get to the second level, Hanson has a chance, and he always gets extra yardage.
This is the 16th play of the drive. Paus is batted into the air. He was going for the quick slant, and it looked as though it might be there for Benny Nagoy. Nagoy was the intended receiver, and it went right off, I believe it went right off of Redwood's head.
Yeah. How about a guy who, he's not even looking, and he still makes a play. Doink, right off of the head. What about a PBU from old number 92?
And we've got an injured player, looks to be Cyclone, down on the field. Redwood was saying, what would? What happened?
It's a PBU, baby.
We're going to check on Dylan Barrett, the guard. We'll be right back. Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for nearly 160 years. A methodical drive by Iowa State, looking to get a lead. Barrett being assisted to the bench, and there you see his replacement. That's Trevor Bohr.
Yeah, no stranger to participate in the game. He comes in regularly without an injury, and he's played really well. He was really pushing Dylan Barrett at that left guard position, and so they won't miss a beat here.
16 plays, 8:03 off the clock in the middle of this drive, and look out! It breaks free. It's touchdown, Carson Hanson. Right over that left side, which, by the way, Trevor Bohr was a part of, along with Jalen Travis. And he's thanking all of them. Third rushing touchdown this season to lead the Cyclones.
I said they won't miss a beat, and at the point of attack, he's right there, moves his guy out of the hole, and Hanson is off to, not a long race, but he's still off to the races for a touchdown.
That's big time.
How about coming off the bench, right? You come in for an injury, and you have the comfort. They have the comfort as a play caller to make sure that they go right behind you. I told you he's played well, and that showed it right there.
Extra point is good. As we mentioned, Hanson leading the way in terms of pay dirt for these tremendous running backs. And again, a little bit overshadowed perhaps by what Jalen Jackson has done, and even Sama from time to time, but boy, he runs tough.
Yeah, he's a big, strong back. And last week, it almost felt like he was in competition with Action Jackson, making sure anything you can do, I can do. Maybe not better. He didn't get as many yards, but he played really well a week ago against Baylor.
Yeah.
How good does that have to feel to come in and they run right behind you and you're at the point of attack and you move your guy for your big running back to get through for a touchdown?
91 yards, over 8 minutes. And his third of the season, as we mentioned, on the ground. I think this game turned on that play by Jeremiah Cooper when he got the incompletion, got that play overturned, and then the missed field goal took the air out of this crowd, and it's been Iowa State in control since.
Yeah.
And we've got a touchback, and Mountaineers have plenty of time left here in the first half. But once we're done, Mike Hill will tell us what's coming up on the State Farm Halftime Show.
Coming up on the State Farm Halftime, Ohio State and Oregon clash in a huge top 3 battle. Will 9th-ranked Ole Miss in number 13 LSU's 4-game hot streak. And number 4 Penn State barely escapes its trip to L.A. I'm going to take a trip to the student store. Tim and Devin, y'all want some? Let me know.
Gotta love Mike Hill, right?
Yeah, the Sarge is virtual always.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Green, all a quick curl, finding his open tight end, Cole Taylor. He's been targeted 3 times, caught 2 so far tonight, the LSU transfer. Yeah, there are a few big games around college football on this night and throughout this day. A lot of overtime games, and I'm sure they'll be detailing that at halftime. Emmanuel Acho, Coach Pete, and Sarge. Not much for Jaheim White this time. With the 2-minute timeout right in front of us, they'll face a 3rd down and 4 after no gain there. So very important. Both of these teams are unbeaten in Big 12 play. BYU did the job today, staving off Arizona at home here on Fox. Now it's up to Iowa State to remain number 11 with a bullet. Fox College Football, sponsored by Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. There's the big fella, Anthony Becht. Tremendous tight end here from 95 to 99, 12 years in the league afterwards. And there he is, being honored between the start of the second quarter and the end of the first. Rocco enjoying every bit of it. And there's Don Nalen, 88 years young and as lucid as ever. And it was my honor to get to call some of Anthony's games in the old Big East. Beat Miami in the Orange Bowl one year, had Mark Bolger at quarterback. Amos Saraway was a running back on that team. Odette Gonyu, Don Nalen. Over the middle and right on cue, they go to their big tight end, Cole Taylor, for a first down. All the way to the 45 of Iowa State.
Middle open defense. The tight end gets to the middle, but a nice job of the quarterback to stand in there and make that throw while pressure's in his face.
On first down, Green decides to hang on to it. Not much. The whistle has blown, fellas. Gain of 2. Those Cyclones arrive in bunches and, generally speaking, in a bad humor, don't they?
Very good to have J.R. Singleton back in the lineup.
Boy, is it
after
ever.
being on the bike in the previous game and out of the lineup. But that's a nice job of him spinning off and making a play.
2nd and 8. There's again the dislodging of the ball by Miles Purchase. The moment Traylon Ray caught it, he was popped. It shows you again the physical nature of this team. We touched on it during the break. There are a lot of freshmen out here. Goodwin, 34 is one of them.
Yes.
Just speaks to the balance that John Haycock has.
Number 41, Rylan Barnes has made a play.
Purchase is in there for Darren Porter.
Yeah.
He's been out for 2 weeks.
And they got Darren Porter back, but I think Purchase played so well a week ago. It's like, hey, let's get him some reps. He needs to be in the football game because he responded in a big way a week ago.
Keep him fresh. And, of course, Verdon and Cooper, anchors back there at safeties. Green on a quick out pattern at the boundary. Traylon Ray, he's getting the kind of separation you want. That's Bo Freeler pushing him out after a gain of 13. And they are going tempo here with the clock winding down.
What a nice job by C.J. Donaldson Jr., the running back number 4. I mean, he stands in there and absolutely stones the linebacker before he can get to his quarterback.
Neil Brown looking on. He needs points in this drive. Something productive before halftime.
The box is light. You can go quarterback draw here.
5 wides. And that quick curl underneath. Received by Hudson Clement.
That's
Gain of 5.
One of those freshmen, number 41, Rylan Barnes, 6'3", 235-pound guy who's playing because another freshman is out in Kale Berzina.
Sunday means an NFL doubleheader on Fox. Kyler Murray leads the Cardinals against the Packers. Our other regional action, then in America's Game of the Week, Jared Goff and the Lions take on Dak and the Cowboys. Check for the games in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Spencer Rattler is going to get a chance to start at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Take a look at this blitz pickup, Devin.
Yeah, Donaldson Jr., you can see him, number 4 in black. He surveys, he finds who's coming, he starts to leave, and then he comes back, and watch him meet the blitzing linebacker in the hole, and that allows for the quarterback, Garrett Green, to make an accurate throw for a first down. That is the play that kind of goes unnoticed as you continue. But guess what, Tim? We won't allow it. We won't allow it. You're going to get your credit for helping make that first down a possibility.
Yeah. You know, they don't really call many design runs for Green anymore, but he's such a great ad-libber, he can do that. But now they've got such confidence in the other running backs, Donaldson and Jaheim White. There's a little jitterbug, burrowing inside the 25 to the 23. 3 yards for Donaldson there. And that's Rylan Barnes with the stop. So very manageable 3rd and 2 with the timeout coming. West Virginia takes it.
West Virginia, second of the half.
And with that, oh, wait a minute. Okay, now I'll do it. Time now for a quick message from Target.
Target Circle Week is here, folks. Get ready for 7 days of big deals.
I want to talk about the Godot.
The GOAT.
No, the Godot, the greatest deal of all time.
For me, it's the KitchenAid mixer.
No.
You don't even bake.
It's 35% off.
You know what? Let's toss it over to Gina.
Everyone's loving these automatic deals, guys.
40% off.
Oh, he is cleaning up the savings.
30% off? Yes, please.
Well, there you have it. 7 days of big deals.
I'm getting my big deal right now.
Tim, do you ever get lost in Target? When you go to Target, you always go for one thing, right? And then you start picking up, oh, I need this. Oh, I didn't know I need this. Oh, I need this as well. It's a dangerous place to go.
If that ever happens, Terry just goes to the sports department. She knows she's going to find me looking up an old first baseman's mitt, even though I don't play anymore, right? Green, look at that conversion. Look at that defense identifying. And a loss of 2. A 4th down and 4 coming up. Everybody running over to get a timeout. Peterson, the defensive end, made the stop.
Yeah, that's a really nice job by Peterson, making sure he runs this play down. And just look at all these guys set the edge. And the reason Peterson is able to make the play is because everybody keeps contained.
That play set the game clock to 37 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Referee. That play is designed to get on the outside, right? So if you're an edge player, you have to keep that outside arm free, use that left shoulder, and make sure that nobody can get outside of you. And when Garrett Green can't do that, the backside pursuit can continue to chase and make the play.
John Haycock, the author of that magnificent defense that's been leading the Big 12 in total D. and amongst the best in the country. I mean, you look at the passing yards, they're 5th in the nation. Total yards, they're 13th. And they have an 11-1 lead turnover. And that's just unbelievable to have a turnover ratio in their favor to that extent. Hayes is going to try another one. Missed earlier, hooking it to the left. This will be a 43-yarder. Basically, it's the same kick from the left hash. No problem this time. So Neal Brown gets what he absolutely had to have before halftime.
Yeah.
That's points.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And you can see they started to go back to the counter, which they had a lot of success with on their first drive. And they had real balance on that. And look at the operation. It's perfect again, right on the nose. And he booms it right down the middle.
Leighton Bechtel, number 98, the holder. No problem
Push-ups.
with the snap that time either.
How many, Tim, you should do push-ups, no? I don't see why not, right?
I'm more of a yoga guy now.
Yoga?
Yeah, since I lost all that weight.
Oh, my
It's all
God.
about flexibility now, see.
What's your favorite pose in yoga? What is it? Downward dog? What is it? I don't know.
It's the deep stretch, the old first baseman deep stretch.
You like first baseman, huh?
That was an old, where all slow left-handers played. And if you had a curveball, you might get a few extra innings in mop-up time back in the day.
How many extra innings did you get?
My coaches would say probably too many. I'm going to be interested to see. You saw that conversation going on between Rocco and Coach Campbell. I'll be interested to see how aggressive they are.
Yeah,
They
I
did
agree.
take a timeout, and they've got 2 remaining. So, says to me they're going to be aggressive in this series if possible.
I mean, you're going to get a return here.
Yeah, they are. It's going to be Knoll. Jalen Knoll, look out. He doesn't need much of a crease to get through. Just shy of the 30-yard line at the 29. Let's go down to Josh Sims.
Well, guys, we saw so many ranked teams go down last week. So when we got a chance to catch up with Matt Campbell this week, I asked him, what's going to be the message to his guys? And he said it's all about mentality. He said, look, we got veterans on this team that have started well in the past and dropped an important game. We have to learn from those mistakes. And we're seeing that right now. A resilient bunch that was behind and has taken the lead, guys.
Second week in a row, too.
Yeah. I think you see what you get here, and this play will decide whether they go, be aggressive, or just take it into the half.
Well, a victory tonight would be rarefied air, not just for Campbell, but for this program of Iowa State's. Even at the last second, Rocco stepped forward 1 more yard to get it to the 30. 19 seconds left. He'll get 2. Mulba, 54, was in hot pursuit.
In my opinion, I don't think that's enough to be aggressive, right? I think you kind of be very careful with this call, and you get to get in the half up 4.
Remember, Iowa State will get the ball to open the second half because West Virginia won the toss and elected to receive, went down 75-yard drive to get their only touchdown.
If they drop back and pass and you're Rocco Beck, make sure you don't hold the ball. You don't want to see strip sacks and different things like that.
2nd down and 8. 5 out in the receiving category, and he goes long, and it's incomplete.
And a pass interference.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that might be OPI. Knoll looked to be the intended receiver, and I think he became a defender almost.
That's going to be on the defense.
So he got pushed ahead of time. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a horrible penalty for them to take. Watch this.
You can see the defender not looking for the ball, going and trying to meet Knoll.
Yeah.
And
but it was a smart move by Knoll.
Defense, 15-yard penalty.
You know,
Automatic, first down.
in theory, yes, it's defensive pass interference. But in truth, he induced that penalty by running into him knowing the pass wasn't there.
I don't know, Tim.
Smart.
I think he was just running his route.
I think much of the home crowd agrees with me. 1st and 10 from the 45. Beck's incomplete that time. A little low. Was intended again for Knoll. 10 seconds left, so.
Yeah, he had what he wanted there, but he just kind of pulled the string.
Yeah,
there's plenty of time with 2 timeouts left, right?
Really?
10 seconds to get into field goal range.
Playbook is wide open.
Yeah, in the middle of the field, it's not off limits at this point, right? You can get the ball down the middle of the field, and if West Virginia plays that middle open defense that they've liked to play, you expect for them to go down the middle of the field.
Need about 25 or more yards to have a realistic chance at a field goal. Instead, they're going to try to get half of it, get to the first down marker, and get out of bounds quickly with 7 seconds left. 32, Carson Brown on the receiving end of that pass. Gain of 12. Well, they certainly, if they want to just go ahead and go for a Hail Mary, he can get it there without a problem. They're going to take a timeout here.
Timeout, Iowa State. Second of the half. 30 seconds.
How about Francisco Lindor, huh? How about that guy? And the Mets looking to continue their incredible run. They'll take on Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers. It all begins at 8 Eastern on Fox. Really glad that this deciding game will get that kind of massive coverage. Only game to be seen in the October NLDS as we get closer to the NLCS and American League Championship Series.
Tim, I have to stop you.
Yep.
Please stop talking about baseball. my Tigers lost. I'm heartbroken.
I know it's killing
you. They had such a miracle season.
They overachieved, though.
But it was going so good. They were up 2-1.
Jason Benetti got champagne for crying out loud. He was just hoping they'd have a winning season.
It's so stressful.
You guys in Detroit are greedy. All right, they're going to go 2 deep safe. Look at that. Lining up for what they know is going to be a Hail Mary.
Timeout, West Virginia. Their last of the half.
They got big Cole Taylor as one of the safety valves, the big tight end, number 87, making sure that this ball either gets batted down at 6'7", 255. I think they have a nice chance of it not being a completion if they throw it his way.
Well, Shedeur Sanders will be playing later tonight, as will Travis Hunter.
Yep.
But anytime you see this kind of play, whether it's the end of a half or the end of a game, I guarantee you in every practice, everywhere since that game was played, it's been a point of emphasis how to defend this play.
Well, but remember when we talked to Coach Dave Aranda, they were in position. They were exactly where they're supposed to be, and the kid just kind of lost itself, and the play was made, and the rest was history, as you know. But big number 87, Cole Taylor, 6'7", 255, back standing on the goal line to make sure that this can't be completed. I would go quick throw and allow him to run and block.
Oh, he won't have the chance. Sacked behind the line of scrimmage. And that's the way the half will end, as they came with everybody. Sean Martin, along with T.J. Jackson, those two sandwich Rocco. And there was no time to get this pass away.
This is why you got to go quick throw and let him run it.
Trust me, he's been a kid in a candy store, and sometimes he's a kid in the booth. 2 words. Let's go. Let's go down to Josh Sims.
Let's go, Josh.
Josh, take it away.
Well, coming out of the locker room, Matt Campbell told me, look, it took us a while to settle in, similar to last week, but I was happy with how the team responded. That's something we need to work on going forward. As far as the second half, it's all about precision, situational football, and executing if we want to come away with the win here tonight, guys.
Indeed. You see the numbers there on McCarney and Campbell, passing him 2 games ago in Houston, and Clay Stapleton, that's going back some time. People forget that Iowa State once had Johnny Majors as head coach, legendary Tennessee Heisman runner-up and later head coach. Before he went to Pitt, he was at Iowa State in the early 70s. Practice field is named for him. That pass for Noel goes incomplete, or are they going to give it to him?
Yeah,
in Garnes, yep, they're going to give it to him.
And that's a nice tackle.
He got 2 on the play.
Nice tackle there by Aiden Garnes coming up and making a play. Noel is not a guy that's easy to get to the ground. And when we talked to the strength coach at practice a week ago, he said he's one of the pound-for-pound strongest players on the field, and he looks like a running back even though he plays wide receiver.
A little power eye look where they go heavy with the extra tight end. Everyone in tight. And when they do this, they bunch everything up. And from time to time, we've seen it how many times, right? Yeah. Running back gets a hold, gets to the second level, and is gone. Josiah Trotter made sure that didn't happen that time.
Yeah, on that play, they went 13 personnel, which means one running back and 3 tight ends. But when you do that, you bring all of those black jerseys, all those defenders inside, and it stops you from having that ability to make cuts and see lanes. But you can see here, Iowa State had success in the first half with this empty set on a 3rd down.
Huge play for the homestanding Mountaineers to get a stop here. 3rd and 6, crossing pattern, shallow cross, and it's good enough for the 1st down. That's Burkle, 84, the redshirt sophomore from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Made a nice catch in that Hawkeyes game that got them that early victory this year.
Tim, I love that you're learning, right? You see the shallow cross coming across, and you just call it out right away. They clear out with all the guys and then get a shallow cross to an unsuspecting guy, right? A guy that you don't have on your bingo card that's going to catch that big 3rd down completion. A nice catch and a nice design. Good job by Gabe Burkle.
A straight I formation again. Jackson dotting the I. Boy, look at that meat in the backfield. Just great penetration that time at the point of attack. Running right into T.J. Jackson, number 11. Senior from Millbrook, Alabama.
And that's all him. Take a look right there. He defeats the block right away and then gets underneath the fullback and boom, stops him before he can ever get started.
A loss of 2. They're very rarely behind the chains, but they are here. Thanks to that play by TJ.
Got those 2 high safeties. They're trying to communicate what they're trying to do.
Backed in trouble. And just heaves it out of there. Had enough mustard on it to get it out of bounds. The pressure was coming from Josiah Trotter. No surprise there. 3rd and 12 coming up.
A perfectly timed blitz. You're going to see Josiah Trotter come on the outside just like his dad used to do and get to Beck. A nice job of Beck with a nice move to put him on the ground and throw that football away.
His dad was a 3rd-round pick by Philadelphia way back in '98. What a career he had. Beck heaves it, and it's knocked away. Just a tremendous defensive play in that secondary by Garnett Hollis. It was Benjamin Bramer, the tight end, was the intended receiver, and he just got in there with one arm and knocked it away.
And he's at a disadvantage. That's a big guy that he's trying to knock that ball away from. He gets around. I'm just telling you. Ben Bramer at 6'7", 250, he's a big body to try to get around, and the smaller defender reaches around and knocks that ball down.
That's a huge stop. Could be a momentum builder for the homestanding Mountaineers. This punt is high. Preston Fox takes it with the fair catch at the 24-yard line. Look out. Get you hot chocolate, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fox College Football is sponsored by Hampton by Hilton. Hilton for the stay. They are amped up here. Let's go down to Josh Sims. He's feeling it down there.
Well, I caught up with a frustrated Neil Brown going into the half. Told me there are 2 scenarios where they had a chance to put points on the board, failed to do so. Also frustrated with some calls, or should I say lack of calls there towards the end of the first half, as well as that blown coverage that led to that Noel touchdown. So all things they want to clean up here in the second half, Tim.
Yeah, I think I recall maybe a little conversation you and I had about pass interference.
It's subjective sometimes.
Yes, it is. He's thinking the same thing I was. That was OPI, not PI. First down 10. Garrett Green, look at that pressure. And by the way, it's that freshman again. Ha! Man, what a performance by this kid. Bo Goodwin, number 34, at number 1 in your hearts as a freshman tonight for Iowa State.
Just coming in and making the play. Stopped him. No chance of getting anywhere, and that's the edge defender, making sure he sets the edge, and not only set the edge, goes and makes the play himself, and he is loving it.
You're talking about a true freshman right there.
Dude, they've got such depth for the future.
They really do.
Right, their starting middle linebackers are true freshmen.
And again, culture programs do that kind of thing. Nice blend of portal and high school recruits. There's a crossing pattern caught by Ray. Traylon Ray with a first down to the 41. Boy, that was a dart for 19 yards from Double G.
And he has a plan. He knows he wants to get to that space in the middle of the field. He waits for his receiver to get there, and boom, right on the chest of Traylon Ray, who is a guy who creates separation. When you watch the film, the receivers haven't created a bunch of separation, but the one guy that has, he's the exception, Traylon Ray, and you can see all the separation there. That's an easy throw for Garrett Green to make.
Well, you look out there and you see Goodwin out there for Iowa State. Rylan Barnes as well. Uh-oh. He almost broke free. Jaheim White gets out for 5. And that's Malik Verdon with the stop, the redshirt junior from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I mean, that just shows how difficult it is to tackle him. Cooper Ebul, who's a guy, number 47 in white, that makes a bunch of tackles and doesn't really miss them. He misses them there in the hole in a one-on-one opportunity. See Iowa State taking their sweet time.
Yes, they are.
To substitute once they see that West Virginia does substitute.
Trips to the top of your screen. Another high snap, and this one is lost by Green. Now he's really got to ad-lib, and this is where he's pretty good. But Iowa State identified it, and that penetration again by Goodwin. Unbelievable the job number 34 is doing. He's becoming an MVP freshman, that's for certain.
We talked about it in the first half, and it ruins everything, right? You have a play there that's going to be positive, but because of the high snap, Garrett Green just has to make a play, and he is not happy with himself because he knows he ruined that play by himself.
3rd down, 7. Green, he's got a lot of green grass, but he throws it, and it's incomplete. He probably should have run it there. Freeler was in coverage. He decided to go ahead and let it go towards Ray, who's been his favorite target. But, boy, he had a lot of green grass to work with.
I love what defensive coordinator John Haycock is doing. He's bracketing number 7, knowing that's a guy they want to get to. So both Freelers in position, and that throw has to be perfect to get in there, and it's not just a bit outside the reach of Traylon Ray. A nice job by John Haycock, the defensive coordinator for Iowa State, of coming out, getting a stop because his offense got off the field fairly quickly.
Yeah, when Garrett sees the tape of this one, he'll wish that he had run it. That's a fair catch made by Knoll after a 44-yard boot by Oliver Straw. And Freeler, so good. The veterans up front are getting a lot of help from freshmen tonight. Boom, ba-boom, ba-boom, boom. They got freshmen too, folks. Ba-boom, 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 boom. Fox College Football is sponsored by Geico. Get more with Geico. Dan McCarney was a whale of an assistant, but he became a head coach at Iowa State. Did a wonderful job there. Won 56 in his 12 years as head coach. And what Matt Campbell has done with him by bringing him back into the current culture of Iowa State is how you build a program. You revisit your past and you celebrate your present moving forward in the future. That's what big ticket head coaches, the guys that really get it, do. That was Carson Hansen going ahead for 8 yards. I'm going to use a comparison here. You look at that stat, 7-0 back in 1938. The team finished 7-1-1, by the way, in 38 that season. And on 2nd down and 2, ahead for the first down. That's Russell that cuts in on Hansen, but he has the first down.
I just love the forward lean of Hansen.
Yeah.
He gets the ball, and those pads are low and forward. And I'm just telling you, I chose to play offense because of guys like this.
Absolutely.
You just don't want to get in front of a guy who's comfortable with just forward lean right into you, kind of like Marshawn Lynch, just run through a face.
First and 10 Cyclones. Becht out of the gun. Oh, that's just a tremendous corner route. Run by Benjamin Bramer. Garnes was over there in coverage, the cornerback. That was just threading the needle, a big league throw by Rocco.
At 6'7", you really shouldn't be able to do this. Nice corner route. He breaks off, and then the strength to pull through and make the catch. And how about the throw from the middle of the field all the way outside the numbers by Rocco Becht?
You'll see them use those tight ends in a variety of ways. They can run that. Those little drag routes, or as you like to call them, shallow crosses, very effective. Becht 13 of 19 for 183. And getting some help on the ground from that tough running Carson Hansen right here.
This offensive line is doing such a great job of what I like to call creating a new line of scrimmage, right? So at the snap of the ball, they're at the line of scrimmage and they move their guys down the field, and it really gives freedom for Hansen to find and pick his way through to know where he needs to go. They are controlling this game right now up front.
People are beginning to wonder, has the Big 12 been turned upside down? Well, not as far as Iowa State and BYU are concerned. Business as usual for them today, and Iowa State trying to do the same tonight. Jalen Jackson runs into quite an onslaught, but does manage to get a couple of yards and move the chains. That's all he needed, and it's another Cyclones first down.
It's so tough facing Jalen Jackson because, like we've talked about, you can't see him, right? By the time you get a chance to see him, even though you have free hitters, it's too late, right? He's already got the necessary yardage to pick up a first down.
Jackson in that backfield, you see dotting the I. 3 tight ends again, 13 personnel. Becht just had to unload it. His tight end was running a seam route, and the fans want a flag.
Yeah, the question
and
will
there
be.
Probably won't be one. There you see that 5 teams undefeated conference record: BYU, Texas Tech, Iowa State, Colorado, and West Virginia. The most among power conferences, tied with the ACC. And there you hear the official Bravon Barrett telling you that he was outside the tackle box so he could let it go.
And if you're a fan of West Virginia, you have to think the tackle box is a little bit fluid, right? It's a little fluid. And as long as you make an effort to get outside the tackle box, the referees usually give you the benefit of the doubt. It's close. It's really close, but the referee decided that he's outside tackle box, and now it seems like they're stopping play to take a look.
Yeah, I think they are. And Rick Jackson, the replay official, may have a different idea.
I don't think the West Virginia fans want to hear it's fluid.
Timeout, Iowa State. Their first of the half.
I got to tell you, in real time, I thought the crowd had it right.
Yeah.
I thought it was grounding. I did. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Timeout was called by Neil Brown with the hopes that they could get a review. It's not a reviewable play. Our folks back at Command Central in Los Angeles, Pereira and company, that's not a reviewable play, but boy, oh boy, that was a missed call. I mean, he only took 2 steps to his right. He was definitely in the pocket. Jalen Jackson catches that one, spun down just past midfield at the 49-yard line.
Can this West Virginia defense stand tall and get Iowa State off the field? Missed call or not, you play on, and you have to find a way to get him off the field right here.
They'll tell you the story. This mammoth crowd, they seat 60,000 plus in here, and most of them are wearing hard hats tonight.
Top of your screen.
Becht in trouble, again unloads. Markers down 2 at the line of scrimmage.
You're going to get a clipping, I think. I think it's going to be either clipping or holding, but it looks like a trip there. Defender trying to race and go get Becht. And the big offensive guard, number 70, Trevor Bohr, kind of kicks his legs up in the air and trips him down.
There's no foul on the play.
All right. They didn't call it.
But it is 4th down.
Yeah.
So they'll have to punt it away.
I always wonder what those referee conversations are like, right? One guy sees that he tripped. Maybe he says he incidentally tripped over him, and one guy sees that he did put his leg out,
I honestly believe in this day and time they are fraught with democracy. Okay? There's way too many people offering their opinions. And if it's a long conversation, they'll pick the flag up a lot of times. That's a 35-yard boot. Preston Fox with the fair catch. Well, the Mountaineers looking to turn those faces into the kind of places that they've had in the past, from Bowden to Rich Rod to now with Neil Brown. Saturday spread sponsored by Hellman's Real Mayonnaise. Make your game day be delish. Texas buried Oklahoma in the Red River Shootout. Penn State proved that you could travel a long distance and win in the Big Ten. Mississippi State, a game opponent for number 5 Georgia. And Alabama struggled. Could have lost that game twice, but South Carolina couldn't take it from them, even after a successful onside kick late. They got out of there with a win, though, at home. And here's West Virginia with their big tight end. They have gone to Cole Taylor 4 different times, targeted. That's his 3rd grab, that one for 8 yards, and a 2nd and 2.
At practice yesterday, get a chance to see him up close and in person. He is a massive human being.
Sure is.
A massive human being who has great catch radius, obviously, but nice, strong hands to pluck that ball in the air.
All their tight ends are tall.
Yeah.
Traylon Davis, 81, goes 6'3". Samarco is 6'5", 88. And that's right up the gut to C.J. Donaldson. 3 yards and a first down. Donaldson had 77 yards and 2 touchdowns last week against Oklahoma State. And they need him to get those tough yards for them again tonight. How about Garrett Green picking up J.R. Singleton there, huh?
Yeah.
That's a pretty strong right arm of his. Picking up the 6'2", 305-pound defensive end. Had a little bit of help, though. Green with time. Another crossing pattern and another catch for Cole Taylor. Just won these little over routes to the tight end time and time again.
Such a nice feel to get into the backfield of the defense and just find your way right behind the linebackers. And then Garrett Green, even at a smaller stature, is able to see him and deliver a perfect pass right on the numbers.
5 yards for I Can't Drive, 55 yards in receiving for Cole Taylor. 5 catches for 55. Another high snap. Boy, look at Green, though. Ad-lib his way to a first down and more. It's 28 yards on this ad-lib job.
You hate to continue to see the high snap, but how about one of Feldman's freaks, Garrett Green, turning nothing into something, getting on the edge there, and it's almost like that bobble kick return snap, right? Where the edge is like, oh, he dropped on. Oh, no, he didn't. He's getting on the edge. Nice play by Garrett Green.
And he gets ahead to about 30 yards this time on the ground with C.J. Donaldson. It's been a theme, these high snaps through the course of the night. The oopsies, and those can really be problematic against a team like Iowa State.
I bet you Garrett Green was a great rebounder when he played basketball in high school, because, I mean, he is jumping and grabbing these high snaps left and right, and that last play was the only positive play that they got from it. But you just don't want to make a living trying to have Garrett Green put on the cape every single time.
No, quarterbacks don't want to be Marcus Haynes impersonators back there dribbling the ball. And there is an interception thrown right into the arms of the Cyclones. Boy, he'd love to get that one back. And that Iowa State D does it again. Jamison Patton, number 2, with the pilfer, the free safety. sophomore from Des Moines, Iowa.
Such a nice play, but number 47 in white, Cooper Ebull, he's going to be on the left of your screen. He collisions the tight end while the ball is about to come out, and that takes the attention of Cole Taylor away, and the ball's thrown right into the hands of the safety number 2, Jamison Patton.
That physical nature of that secondary. Cooper Ebull, you're right on it. The sophomore from Hartley, Iowa, team leader in tackles.
Remember, in the NFL, you have that 5-yard buffer period for illegal contact afterward. In college, that foul doesn't exist.
5th interception of the season for Garrett Green. That kind of mistake when you're driving as well as they were, and they really had it going there. A passing game to the tight end Taylor. Some quality running plays, keeping the ball away from Iowa State. A gain of 1 on that play, and Green back to the tablet over there. I mean, they gained 57 yards on that drive and turn it over. 2nd down and 9 for Iowa State. That's a nice play by Malba, 54, coming in to undercut Carson Hansen. Just a gain of 1, 3rd down and 8. Get a stop here, and all is forgotten with that INT. Transfer from Penn State.
Yeah, one-on-one to the top of your screen.
It's caught. It's good for a 1st down. And now they're 6 out of 9 on 3rd down conversions, and that's just the first one they've had in their last 3 chances. That's a gain of 12 as Eli Green brings it in front of Dantes Fagan.
Yeah, one of my favorite concepts, kind of like a sail concept where you get a deep out route with an outside clear out.
Becht. Oh, it's wide open right down the sidelines. Eli's coming inside the 20 and down to the 17. Eli Green. Redshirt junior from Farmington, Minnesota. 34 yards. They're picking on Fagan right now, the youngster back there.
Yeah, you got a post from the inside that took the attention of Fagan, and it left the outside 3rd wide open. A nice recognition by Rocco Becht.
1st and 10, back in the red zone again. And the quarter coming to a halt. And when we return for the 4th quarter, you can bet West Virginia's defense, which has been on its heels but has been tough inside the red zone, will be in a must-stop situation. You don't want to get behind by 2 scores to this group of Cyclones.
Welcome back to the start of the 4th quarter, and on that last play, you would think it's a busted coverage, but it's not. It's the coverage they're supposed to play. You got a half player that's a cornerback, right? So he's a player that's not used to playing half. So he reacts too aggressively to the inside post that's being carried and leaves the half wide open. Again, great recognition by Rocco Becht and a perfect throw to pin his receiver on the sideline.
Iowa State trying to make them pay as we open the 4th. Look at those legs, keep on churning. Those short, choppy steps of Jalen Action Jackson. They're like pistons moving up and down, picking them up and putting them down. This kid is special.
Chugga, 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 chugga.
No doubt about
it. It's a small train, though. He's not a big train.
No, it's not. Gave me a little Petticoat Junction there.
Yeah.
Show you never saw.
That's right.
2nd and 3. Little cannonball run there.
I got mine from Major Payne.
Yeah. 2nd and 3, and great penetration by the Mountaineers there. They know they need a stop, and Jackson was by Malba again. Boy, 54 is lighting it up. He's doing the job in the middle at the nose tackle spot.
Yeah. I really love how this defensive line is played because they aren't the defensive line that gets a bunch of knockback usually, right? They're not the most physical defensive line, but they've answered the call tonight and really did a nice job of standing strong in the middle.
Look out for the tight end. 3rd and 3. Beck's going to carry it, and he has the first down. Just past the 7 to the 6, a gain of 4, and it'll be 1st and goal.
Gotta love a little Q power, right?
Yeah.
How about a little Q power of Rocco Beck? He's known as more of a drop back passer, but watch him take the drop step and then follow behind his blockers. I'm just telling you, West Virginia was not prepared for Q power from Rocco Beck, but it gets them the first down.
Just as Frank Broyles would say, an outstanding individual effort on the part of the quarterback. Powell football, Keith. Powell football. 1st and goal. West Virginia knows that they cannot afford giving up a touchdown here. That's Tyron Bradley. This young man, number 8, got to tell you about him. Young man from Lubbock, Texas. And they're going to tend to someone down there. Tyron Bradley from Lubbock, Texas, was a quarterback when he began.
Take a look at the tight end right here. He misses the block. He has that left ankle taped, right? He misses this block. He oversets, and then he grabs his ankle right away in pain. And that's kind of why that play is made in the backfield.
Yeah.
Not feeling too good, but there's a West Virginia player down as well.
Sean Martin, number 5. But Bradley, I wanted to tell you about this kid. His mom's a beautician, or his grandma, I should say. Grandma Mimi raised him after both parents were incarcerated as he was growing up. His dad, now out of jail, has come back, been a part of his life, but his grandma is still a beautician in Lubbock, Texas, still working at age 65. Raised this young man, came up through Abilene Christian at the FCS level. Every now and then, somebody can still slip through the cracks.
Yeah. He was really a joy to talk to, and it's really inspiring to hear how he was able to become what he's become. And he was a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right? He was a guy that thought he was going to be a quarterback and believed in himself as a quarterback, went to all the quarterback camps, and then he figured out, well, I can get on the field a little better because I'm the best football player as a defensive player.
2nd and goal. Look at that penetration again. T.J. Jackson snuffed that one out from the start. It was Carson Hansen again. He's the power back. But number 11 would have none of it. Leads the Big 12. 5th in college football with tackles for losses per game. Just under 2. He was something else at Troy. Played there from 20 to 23. Came over to West Virginia. And, of course, that's where Neil Brown was as a head coach before coming here.
Got your 2 playmakers to the top of the screen there. Noel and Higgins.
3rd and goal. Game in the balance for West Virginia. Beck in trouble. Has to let it go. Marker down in the end zone. We'll see.
He wanted to go to his top 2 receivers. They went 3 over 2, and so then he had to go and create. And when the quarterback starts to create and it starts to become that 3rd play, that's when people start to hold and to get pass interference calls.
Defense, number 0.
And
penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
that pass was not catchable.
But holding is not pass interference.
Correct.
So holding is before a pass is even thrown. So the uncatchable nature of the football really truly doesn't matter if you're holding.
Yeah.
Now, if it's pass interference, they can say it's not catchable.
Tell that to Neil Brown right now.
He is not happy.
No. You could fry an egg on his head.
But you can see right now they call holding, and it's right there, number 0 in black.
You're right, by rule. Hansen powers it in. Touchdown, Cyclones. His second tonight. What you're witnessing is a coach who desperately needed a win tonight, and he knew it. And those 50-50 calls will add up over time. And we've got another injured player that they're taking a look at as we await the extra point. They had 2 very difficult losses. The game to Penn State, which it was so highly anticipated, start our big noon on Fox season, as everyone knows, and they played very poorly. Then they had the Pitt game in a position to win and lost it late. But they've improved since then, and it was that they've turned it around coming in here.
Yeah,
controversial.
Got the holding call.
The holding call.
Yep.
Yep.
And then the big block by Klotz to get the big fella in the end zone.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Pacific Life. Creating financial security for more than 160 years. Well, these drone shows are outstanding, aren't they? It is the thing in college football.
I don't know whether to be impressed or terrified. Because if you can do all that, right, create a cheerleader, well, what else can you do?
Speaking of terrified, when that guy's carrying the ball in the red zone, you better be terrified.
Guys like that is why I would never have chosen to play defense. Nope.
I mean, he got 97 yards last week on 15 carries, overshadowed by Jalen Jackson to some extent. But again, this program of Iowa State's is averaging 236 yards rushing as a team over their last 3 games. And what a difference it's made for them. And here's our Pacific Life game summary, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 160 years. And do tell, Rocco Becht finds Knoll for 60 yards, and then Hansen powers it through for 11 yards, running with intentionality. Garrett Green throws one that he'd love to have back. That interception was huge, and they've continued to do that. Jamison Patton with the pilfer, and Hansen with the exclamation point. And that's why we're here at 21-10 with 11 and change remaining. Still time, but Green has got to get him going here. Pickup of 2 on that run. Keeps it. May have to call his own number a few more times. Running into Joey Peterson again. Peterson's had a big game. Got a sack to go along with 5 tackles. Green, they're just dropping 8, making it really difficult. There's another interception on the tip drill. Taken out of the air, and Jontez Williams again. 3 picks in 3 weeks for Jontez. And in each case, they put the game away. In each case, Houston 2 weeks ago, last week against Baylor, and even though this one's not in the end zone, it may in fact put this game away.
Yeah, and Garrett Green's just trying to make a play. He's outside, and 2 guys get an opportunity, and it's like Jontez Green is always Johnny on the spot, and the person that tipped that ball is the freshman, yet again, the true freshman, Bo Goodwin. And when you watch film, in all of their wins, they average only 22 pass attempts for the quarterback, Garrett Green. In all their losses, they're averaging 29. Right now, he's at 24 passes and 2 interceptions, right? And so the more you throw the ball down the field, the more bad things that can happen. And tonight, you have 2 times where the ball ends up in Iowa State's defense's hands.
And this West Virginia defensive front continues to give ground grudgingly up the middle. Not much for Jalen Jackson.
Yeah, coming into the game, I thought that the perfect recipe would be for Garrett Green to throw the ball under 22 times, right? 22 and under to make sure that the run game is going. They can establish the run, but they haven't truly established the run the way that they want to, where they can be dominant and have kind of the same performance they had a week ago against Oklahoma State.
Just let the clock go tick, 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 not do anything crazy. Jackson again trying to find running room, and they're stacked up against it. Josiah Trotter, Tyron Bradley again, combine on the tackle.
I mean, this Trotter is a really, really good football player. When we talked to the defensive staff, they said that he would have played more last year, but because of injury, right, he redshirted. So as a redshirt freshman, he has an instinct, and you think he would, obviously, right? His father was at one time All-Pro at the next level. He plays the linebacker position exactly how you should.
3rd down and 9. 3 wides to the top of your screen, over the middle and caught, but shy of the necessary yardage for the first down. Gathered in by Jalen Knoll.
I think the way you run the football, I think you go for this here. And, you know, they may send the kicking unit on, but if it was me, I would go for it because you've run the ball so well. You can see they're trotting out that 13, 14 personnel with a plethora of tight ends to try to run this football. And remember, Rocco Becht has done a nice job with his legs, so he's not out of the realm of possibility of keeping this football.
3 out of 4 this season on 4th. 4th and 2.
Like they're going to try and draw them off sides, call timeout, and maybe kick the field goal. Yeah, that's safe. That's safe. If it were me, I would have taken a chance and gone for it, but I'm not upset about that decision to not go get points and continue to play defense.
Well, start.
Iowa State. 30 seconds.
Start your Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. How about Kirk Cignetti, huh? And that Indiana team. Perfect, right? And they'll put that record on the line against Nebraska and Dylan Raiola. It all starts at 10 a.m. with Big Noon kickoff live from Bloomington. Then it's Nebraska, Indiana, only on Fox. Another big week coming up on Fox, and you and I will be at Purdue at Ross-Ed Stadium, where the Oregon Ducks will be taking on the Purdue Boilermakers. And who knows? Purdue played really well today in defeat, went to overtime with Illinois in Champaign in a game that was seen on FS1.
And Tim, I know I said I would like to see him go for it, but you know what I like even better? Trying to get a cheap one, call a timeout, and then come out and go for it with the best play you can run to get this first down on 4th down. I love the decision. I love the aggressiveness from head coach Campbell.
Just take their heart away, right?
Yeah. Remember, Rocco Becht's legs are in effect.
Are they ever? Option towards the boundary, and a great call. Just a great call to Carson Hansen. Old school football.
Amazing call. I absolutely love it. One guy to pitch off of, and then you're going to get this guy up top. So now there's only one person you have to deal with. Pitch off of him, and like I said, his legs were a big part of that. You attack, get the ball out, and Hansen gets the first down. And not only that, he stays in bounds.
Yeah, that big monster left tackle, Jalen Travis, setting that up. And a really good block by Trevor Bohr as well, who came into the game after the injury to Dylan Barrett. Talk about a team win for this Iowa State team if they hold on the next 8 minutes plus. That's what this has been. A lot of freshmen out there. And more power football from Hansen. 6 yards from him. And this way they can continue to use the clock. And Becht is in Nirvana mode right now. This is where he wanted to be.
100%. And when we were talking to head coach Neil Brown of West Virginia, he talked about how big this Iowa State team is.
Yeah.
Right? How they lean on you offensively and defensively. He said only the cornerbacks are under 220 pounds, right? Yep. Everybody on the roster, it seems like, is 220 pounds, especially on defense. And at the running back position, you got Carson Hansen just leaning on this defense and getting what he wants.
That offensive line, as we mentioned, averages 317 pounds per man. They are massive.
Yeah.
Hansen now with 16 carries, 87 yards. Next most tonight is Jackson with 12 yards. I mean, he's been the workhorse tonight. Last week, Jalen Jackson. Prior to that, Abu Sama. They can beat you in a variety of ways in the run game.
It's so impressive just because you don't have to just rely on one guy. Whosever day it is, they have their day. Last week, it was Jalen Jackson, and then Carson Hansen came in and started playing well. This week, it's been Carson Hansen that's really carried the load, and it's so impressive to see their depth at the running back position.
3rd down and 4. And they're getting as much out of this drive by milking the clock as they are additional points. Wide open, a shoestring tackle to save a touchdown, but it is a first down as once again, Hansen again gets loose. Anthony Wilson saved a touchdown, number 12.
I mean, really good by Hansen to get skinny and get through the hole. And he's averaging 5.4 yards a carry, right? Every time he touches it, he's getting 5 yards falling forward. He's been very impressive tonight, as he was a week ago.
Got to say this about Jordan Leslie's defense, the defensive coordinator. They got a lot of transfers that are there melding into a unit, and they have done their best to keep the Mountaineers in this game, but now the clock going tick, tick, tick. Iowa State controlling the clock with their ground game, and they're carrying a few Mountaineers again. This time, Hansen, Trey Lathan, who's healthy again, the middle linebacker, making the stop.
You just love to see the boys of Iowa State. I mean, they've done such a good job. Remember, they went down this game early, similar to what they did last week. Now, for Coach Matt Campbell, you don't want to keep going down, right? You would love to start faster, but he has to be proud of the way his team continues to fight their resolve, because they just don't flinch, right? They do not panic, and they just continue to play football the way they want to play and get what they want.
Look at that straight eye. And I think he got a little bit of a cadence count to bring Sean Morton into encroachment, and an offsides perhaps is the call. We'll see if he was induced.
You don't get to see this a whole bunch in college football, using voice inflection.
Offside, defense, number 5, with contact. Half the distance to the goal, second down.
It's really cool to see in college football a quarterback get under center and use voice inflection to get an offside penalty. You know, sometimes they do the clap, the fake snap, but that voice inflection really gets you. And when you're really close to the ball, they usually say, well, how can you jump offside? You can see the ball, but you're the closest to the voice of the quarterback, and that's why you get the offsides there.
You can tell that he is a player's son and a coach's son.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Anthony now coaching in the UFL, the Battlehawks of St. Louis. Hansen again burrows down near the 1-yard line. I really thought we discussed this before the game after seeing him last week. You know, the emotions of tonight with Anthony Beck being honored. He was busy last week. He moved it, and to West Virginia's credit, they moved this honor of his back a week so he could come to the game, see his son, who wanted desperately to play at West Virginia. Opportunity did not present itself. And now Anthony, the star quarterback for the opposing team.
It was kind of a 2 birds with 1 stone deal there.
It sure was. Yep. 3rd and goal. Hansen, touchdown. His 3rd tonight. It's been his game. I mean, that's fantastic work, inside as well as out.
Power football. Everybody at the line of scrimmage, creating a new line of scrimmage, and Hansen just sneaks right through, puts that left hand down, and gets in the end zone again.
No lack of effort in that run. Boy, that is strong stuff. The other thing he does so well is protect. He's so good in that area. 3 of 5. And think about those touchdowns that he had tonight. Those are big-time TDs that mattered a lot. The extra point is good. 3 of his 5 career touchdowns are tonight. I'd say it's a career night, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Scotty A on top of that for me as we go to break. Power Players, sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. See most of this crowd filing out. The reason, this man right here. He had 97 last week. He's got 96 this week with 3 touchdowns. That's 1 more than he had in his career when toe met leather earlier tonight. What a performance by the young man from Lakeville, Minnesota. Sophomore. I mean, he's a yard shy from tying his own single game rushing record. And to your point, getting 5.4, he's averaging 6.5 now.
Yeah. It's very impressive. I mean, the whole backfield is very impressive, and he continues to improve. Just a true sophomore.
And Traylon Ray's going to bring it out, trying to make something happen, and does manage the 33-yard line. Rocco Becht, as I mentioned, for him, quite a homecoming. He'll take it. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. Gorgeous night here in Morgantown, West Virginia. They had high hopes. Well, families affected by Hurricanes Milton and Helene urgently need your support. Help the American Red Cross provide meals and shelter to people when they need it most. Donate today to Hurricanes Milton and Helene by going to redcross.org or calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. Thoughts and prayers with all of the people in the Southeast, those still struggling in North Carolina, and of course, everyone in Central Florida. 4:35 remaining, and Garrett Green goes back to work again. And he goes with a quick slant to Hudson Clement. And he'll get ahead for 8 yards. That'll set up a 2nd down and 2.
If you're Iowa State, the key here, no big plays, no quick strikes, and give West Virginia a chance to put points on the board without time running off the clock. Keep everything in front and force them to take underneath throws.
Another player that they're taking a look at, and the timeout has been taken, as it's a Mountaineer that is being tended to. Looks like it might be Jackson. Yep, it's TJ Jackson, number 11. We're going to get a little bit of assistance to get back to the... oh, wait a minute. Maybe not. Excuse me, it's not TJ. I thought it was TJ, but that's number 58. That attending to, excuse me, that's the center. I thought it was 58. That's Yates, the center, 50, not 58. He's had a rough night tonight and was pressed into duty. The loss of the opportunity for him to have an opportunity to have to deep snap all night long has been difficult for him.
See those 2 high safeties very deep.
Yeah. That's a 1st down out to the 50-yard line. And Jaheim White on the receiving end. Mountaineers have it at the 50 with time winding down. 3 and change left. And a marker down, blowing the play dead. Looks like procedure is the false start, the preliminary indication. Traylon Ray may have been guilty.
Offense, number 7, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Touched on how important tonight's game was to Neal Brown, and it was for obvious reasons. I mean, you lose a couple of games like that at the outset, gather some momentum. All is not lost. It's just one defeat in conference play, but it's the 3rd overall, and I think they are expecting a 9-win season here this year. Hudson Clement was the intended receiver, goes incomplete. So 2nd down and 15 coming up. Well, partner, it will appear that next Friday night, the number 1 team in America may be on Fox Friday night.
Is that right?
The Ducks got it done against Ohio State.
Against who?
Ohio State.
One more time?
That would be the Buckeyes.
One more time for our producer in the back?
3-man front here. Green lets it fly, and it's caught. That's a beautiful play again by Garrett Green. That just shows you his athletic ability. Traylon Ray on the receiving end, but we do have a marker down in the backfield.
And he's such an impressive athlete at the quarterback position.
Offense, number 74, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
These penalties have, and this is mounting. Wyatt Milam is a tremendous left tackle.
Pro prospect. Here he is right here, the big fella. And, he just kind of, it's almost like your little brother.
Yeah.
You kind of just pick him up and say, hey, you just wait here, but obviously it's illegal to do that.
I got him.
He's just too good. That's what it is.
Yeah, I got him with my long arms in the armpit.
He spun right into my chest. I mean, what else do you want me to do?
2nd and 25. Green trying to get it done on his own again. Gets past the original line of scrimmage. After about the 47-yard line of Iowa State, Verdon gets him 18 yards. So that leaves him 7. So think about that, partner. Our Friday package, You and I have been on a few of those, and I think Oregon with that victory has a very good shot at being number one.
I know who's going to have a number one. Timmy B. Timmy B's going to have a number one in his rankings.
That pass is caught by Clement. I had him preseason number one. I did, Oregon. It's an 11-yard gain there.
And they had some close calls, so you shuffle them around, but they will reside at number one again.
I dropped them 10 spots after the first game. I dropped them from 1 to 11.
Tim.
Oh, yeah. You got to prove it to me every week.
Every week, huh?
Yep.
False start. Offense. Number 58. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Nick Malone, the right tackle, the guilty party. Neil Brown's got a lot to say, no matter who's the guilty party at this stage.
This Iowa State football team, just the consistency is the most impressive thing to me.
It is. Over the middle and caught. That will be a first down and more for Rodney Gallagher. This is a guy that was a running back. He's a super route runner. Has caught at least one pass in every game this year. Had a big touchdown in that Kansas win. Helped turn around their year. And they got that win against the Jayhawks. 2-minute timeout. Iowa State going to be in the top 10 next week. And I mean high in the top 10. Fox College Football is sponsored by Ram Trucks, built to serve. We had a spirited conversation in here during the break.
I wasn't involved. Don't you get me involved. There's no we.
Well, listen, at worst, Oregon will be number 2. Okay?
Okay.
Should Texas remain number 1? More than likely. Yeah.
Okay.
But beating Oklahoma as badly as they did today.
But the AP doesn't matter. It's all about Timmy B's rankings, right? So what will you have?
Well, I mean, let's face it. In the end, does it really matter to anybody other than what the College Football Playoff Committee says?
That's true.
And we know they gerrymander it the way they want it.
But don't sell yourself short. Don't show yourself short, Timmy. They care about Timmy B's rankings.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do. Green's pass is caught at the 10-yard line. Give this young man credit. He's still rifling the ball. You noticed something, we needed to touch on it. Garrett Green, they've not been able to run the ball as well tonight, and he's had to throw it too much.
Yeah, and on the season, the times he's thrown 30 passes or more, which is what he's going to do today, he's thrown 2 interceptions.
Yep.
Right? It's just the volume is just a little too much.
Yep.
And some of those interceptions aren't his fault. But when you put the ball in the air, bad things can happen, right? That's just the reality of the situation. And tonight, they weren't able to establish the run game the way they wanted to.
That pass was intended for C.J. Donaldson. They wanted a
and it is. It's pass interference for sure. I mean, I don't. Freeler has got a hand,
shoulder, and the jersey.
And if he had black gloves on, I understand, right? You can't really see, but he's got red gloves on. He's clearly pulling his shoulder pad, and they don't throw the flag. That's a few missed calls today that didn't go in West Virginia's favor that probably should have.
I think the grounding call that wasn't called back really got under Brown's skin.
And he was correct. It was a grounding call that wasn't called. And got an incompletion there to the big Cole Taylor over the back of the end zone.
You know, it really did change the game when you think about it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you never want to see. Rick Jackson's a great replay official. Our referee, Trayvon Barrett, does a good job. Just so happened that's not a reviewable call,
well, Tim,
and that really cost West Virginia.
I don't want to let West Virginia completely off the hook. That penalty, they didn't get points out of that drive or anything like that. They just punted the ball away. So it would have kind of been same, right? They would have got another down, or they could have declined the penalty. Either way, West Virginia got the ball back.
No doubt about it. Wide open as they flood the zone. Touchdown, Jaheim White. That's 5 receiving touchdowns now for him. And Jaheim coming out of the backfield, little wheel route action.
Yeah, wheel route that created a natural pick and a well-designed play to get in the end zone here. And this Jaheim White is really impressive as a runner and also as a pass catcher, as you saw on that play there. And you can see West Virginia trying to get as many points as possible, going for 2 here to try to cut the lead to 10 points. And they've retained all 3 of their timeouts, right? So although they used a lot of time to go get this touchdown, they've retained their timeouts, and they're going to try to take this down to a 10-point deficit.
and hope for a little bit of help from the kicking gods. With onside kicks coming up. Green under pressure. Looking for some help. Threading that one into traffic, and it had a chance. It had a chance to get through to Cole Taylor, who's been the most active of his receivers tonight, and I think he's a little banged up. But no good. It was his only chance, though, and I give Green a lot of credit. He had some zip on that throw.
And he's got a powerful arm, and that's tough, man. Throwing it kind of back into, it's a great throw.
It's a great throw.
It should have been called for sure.
Yeah, should have been.
What a nice throw by Garrett. I mean, he's done some nice things all night. I mean, we highlighted it. He's one of the more dynamic quarterbacks in the country, and his ability to run and throw and put pressure on the defense. However, you've got to establish that run game so that you can get all those play action passes, and they did it early. Early in the game, they looked like they had control of the game on the ground, went away from it, I think, a little prematurely, and they just weren't able to have the success that they wanted, especially after coming off of an amazing performance on the ground a week ago.
Green with 206 passing yards, 87 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Problem for him tonight, he didn't get enough help from White and Donaldson on the ground. And the two picks obviously were big. And that can happen, as you mentioned. Statistically, it's been true all year long whenever he's had to throw over 30 times. Well, you look at this Iowa State schedule the rest of the way, partner. I don't know a game that they wouldn't be favored in.
Yeah.
This was a big one for them. The toughest environment on the road that they've played in to this point. And next week, it's UCF. Texas Tech is not going to be easy. Neither one of those games are going to be easy.
But they get them at home.
Yep. They have to go to Kansas, Cincinnati at Utah, and K-State Farmageddon to close it out. There's the onsides. And it looks like it managed to get out of bounds.
It went out of bounds prematurely before it even got to the 10 yards, so there would have been really no chance of West Virginia getting that onside kick opportunity.
And then as for the Mountaineers, talk about tough. After this, you get Kansas State next week.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team. 5 yards from where the kick went out of bounds. First down, Iowa State.
Here's Josh Sims.
Talked about the emotion Rocco had to be going through this week, going and playing at West Virginia, a place where his dad was a star, a place that didn't really recruit him. And I talked to his offensive coordinator, Taylor Mauser, and asked him, how was Rocco this week? And he said, hey, he was excited, but he was calm and cool. You could see the focus on the sideline all game long. And after they took that last touchdown, he was smiling ear to ear at what was about to happen with this game, guys.
Yeah, he
It's him. When we talked to his dad before the game, he came up to the booth. He said, yeah, he gets his stoicness, if you will, from his mom.
From his mom, D.
Right? He said, because everybody knows Anthony's a big personality, an emotional guy as a coach, as a player. And his son is none of that, right? He's very poised. He doesn't really show his emotions much. So it's really cool to hear Josh see him have that big smile on his face, because you know how much this game meant to him with a West Virginia club that didn't really recruit him early, came in late, but it was a little too late. He's already going to Iowa State.
Well, Rocco's made some history tonight. 6-0 with this victory means for the first time, let's see. Let's start at 3-0. That was 22, then 2000, then 1980. 1938, Franklin Delano Roosevelt was president of the United States. We were in the midst of the Great Depression. Look at those strapping young men. They wound up going 7-1-1. And no, I didn't call any of their games. All right? But
Are you sure?
Yeah. If you think about this, though, the history that we're discussing in Iowa State football, that is exactly why Matt Campbell went nowhere when his name was huge and Brock Purdy was coming off that run to almost win the Big 12 title. They came up short in that game. I mean, every job that opened, his name was mentioned, and he stayed put. He loves it in Ames, and we can see why.
He's done a really nice job of developing these players, both offensively and defensively. This is a veteran team because young guys had to play a year ago, but they're still really young. And I think the sky's the limit because these young guys are growing up right before our eyes, and they've really become a really good football team, and they can continue to get better.
I mentioned going to break at halftime that a Tasket by Ella Fitzgerald was
something basket, yeah.
A Tisket, a Tasket. That was the hit.
Orange
That was the
and yellow
number one
basket.
song. Yeah,
Is that it?
That was the number one song in America. The number one movie was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Oh, nice.
In 1938. And the number one selling car was the Cadillac V16.
Oh, Cadillacs are really nice.
Well, it's a primetime showdown on Fox Football Friday. And, oh, by the way, Heisman contender Dylan Gabriel leads third, soon to be no worse than second, possibly even number one ranked Oregon against Purdue. It all kicks off Friday night at 8 Eastern on Fox. And Devin Gardner, Josh Sims, and yours truly will be on hand. And while I have a moment, I want to take time to wish happy birthday to Brett Bender, who took the weekend off, our normal spotter. And I called upon an old friend, Kim Anderson, my original spotter, came out of the bullpen.
Yep.
After years doing the SEC with me, Kim.
He's got to get a theme song when he comes out of the bullpen. You know, like what's that one pitcher that comes out to relieve and he has that song where he comes from out of the outfield?
From Major League you're talking about.
Oh no, it's actually
Wild Thing.
Actually happens.
It's Wild Thing.
It happens in real life right now.
Yeah, it does.
I'm sure it's a movie too. But I don't know its name. Time out on the field.
Yeah, and we're not sure why they called it. Possibly for me to get all that 1938 material out of the way.
Yeah,
and,
Tim, I'm sure I know you got a story to tell, right? You got plenty of time. Go ahead.
Here's the main thing. Did you see that upcoming schedule?
Yeah.
Iowa State, like it or not, College Football Playoff Committee.
Here we go.
This team goes undefeated.
Hold them back.
And they happen to, I don't know, lose their Big 12 championship game to, I don't know, BYU.
Yeah.
One team's undefeated. One team's got one loss.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to tell me you're going to take a 9-3 SEC team, maybe team number 5 or 6 from the SEC, over a team like that? I'm telling you, if you think simply because we went from 4 to 12, we're not going to have controversy, think again.
You didn't give me a chance to answer, Tim.
Yeah. Well, go ahead. Tell me what you think. What do you think?
I don't remember the question anymore. I mean, you answered the question for me, Tim. Come on, man.
Well, tell me what you think.
So ask me again. All right,
when a one-loss Big 12 team, okay, that lost their championship game, so they can't get in. Conference champion who wins the conference championship is going to get in. All right? So could they get an at-large spot over a 3-loss? Let's say, for argument's sake, Alabama loses 2 more games. They almost lost today.
They did.
All right, Alabama got in with a loss last year over an undefeated.
Tim, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. Give me a chance to answer your question.
Okay, go ahead.
If I'm the committee, I would love to see Iowa State, if they were to lose with 1 loss, to go into the playoffs.
All right.
Jeez, Tim.
We agree. It's 4th down and 3.
Oh, my.
And they're going for the jugular here. How about that? He called timeout for that. That's a little salt in the wound.
Yep.
27 yards. I think a few people might remember that here.
Yep. Well, I mean, you got to think about
Rocco's smiling about it, but I don't think anybody else is.
Yeah, I know West Virginia doesn't like it, but you got to think about who's throwing the football right here.
Yeah.
This is a guy whose dad just went in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
And he was not recruited by a team that he wanted to play for.
Yeah.
This is personal for him.
I'm going to be interested to see that. Take the victory. Yeah, they're going to take a knee right here. Yeah, he wanted to complete that one more pass, and he did. And now they'll just take the victory, kneel down. Beck now 18 of 26 for 238. And this is a program-building win for that man, Matt Campbell. Think about that. First time in almost a century that they've been this deep into a season undefeated.
Really impressive. And like you said, he stayed.
Yeah,
he had the opportunity to go to, I guess you could say, for lack of better words, greener pastures. And he did not. He continues to build young men the correct way and use the transfer portal for what it is. But a lot of these kids are homegrown. We talked about it all game. A lot of freshmen contributed to this victory. And a true sophomore running back on your screen, Hansen, was the star of the show.
Yeah, that's just an enormous victory for this Iowa State program. And